Investigators with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons have arrived in Syria. Their visit came after a U.S.-led strike on the country in retaliation for what the United States claims was a chemical weapons attack carried out by the Syrian government. Western media reported the Syrian government is not allowing OPCW investigators into the site. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has denied these charges, saying that the Syrian government was ready to issue visas to the officials as soon as they arrived. Anya Parampil has more tonight.
An OPCW fact-finding mission arrived in Damascus just hours following strikes carried out by U.S., British, and French forces against the Syrian government. The timing of the visit underscores serious questions about the U.S.-led attack. Most importantly, why such strikes would be carried out against a sovereign nation before an investigation into the alleged chemical weapons attack even took place. The strikes took place in the early hours of April 14th, targeting a research facility in Damascus, as well as a Syrian military base in Homs, where the U.S. charges the Syrian government hid chemical weapons. RT spoke with one technician who worked at the Barzeh research facility in Damascus. He says the OPCW found no violations at the center during previous visits.
You can see that nothing has happened here. I've been here myself since 5 a.m. There are no signs of chemical warfare agents. This is a civilian facility, and drugs and chemicals production technology was developed here for peaceful economic purposes. The OPCW visited this facility several times, carrying out several thorough inspections. The organization received a lot of help in its work, and so did the members of its teams. There was even a special place on the site allocated for the OPCW, so they could collect and package samples taken from places that had to be inspected.
However, the attack was still a weak showing for American-made weaponry. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, Syria was able to intercept 71 out of the 103 missiles fired at its territory with the Soviet-made S-125 and S-200. Speaking on Sunday, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad declared, quote, "Yesterday we were faced with an American aggression, and we were able to repel it with Soviet missiles from the 1970s. Since the 1990s, the American films presented the Russian weapons as lagging, and now we see who really lags behind." Even the UK-based pro-opposition Syrian Observatory for Human Rights determined over 65 missiles fired by the coalition were intercepted. For its part, the U.S. military claims 0 missiles were downed during the assault. Meanwhile, the decision to strike Syria was denounced worldwide. While performing in Spain, musician and activist Roger Waters denounced the bombing, as well as the White Helmets, a group which circulated initial claims of the unverified chemical attack.
If we were to listen to the propaganda of the White Helmets and others, we would be encouraged to encourage our governments to go and start dropping bombs on people in Syria. This would be a mistake of monumental proportions.
Waters went on to say we live in a world in which propaganda is more important than determining what's really going on. The fact the U.S. and its allies bombed the Syrian government for an alleged chemical attack before international officials even arrived to investigate the incident only underscores this twisted reality. In Washington, Anya Parampil, RT.